Fit for Purpose discussions. We are going to be getting into something that I think it's important. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be making the video. But I think that when it comes to an awareness of your own fitness and your own goals and your purpose in how you're training, this is really, really crucial to keep our heads switched on, keep our heads in check, and keep our expectations aligned in the right way. And it's really, really simple. And I don't want to. It's simple, but it's very profound in that if you can understand this concept, you're able to approach your training in a very composed manner and in a very objective manner, because it takes the emotion and it takes this disappointment away from training. And I think this is really, really important. So what I want you to think about is I want you to think about your fitness as a broad spectrum of workouts, movements, skills, benchmarks, and really, as CrossFit defines it, we want to have an increased capacity across as many different time domains as possible. So we want to be fit and have a good capacity in short, medium, and long duration workouts. And we want to be in as fit as possible in as many different workouts as possible, length of time, etc., in as many different domains as possible. So we want to be good at gymnastics and moving our body through space. We want to be good at lifting weights and shifting external loads efficiently. We want to be good at we want to be aerobically fit and have a strong cardiovascular system and be able to move blood around our body efficiently and move oxygen around our body efficiently. And we want to have all of those things in as many different ways as possible. That's essentially what it means to be fit, right? So keeping that at the kind of base of how we view our fitness, I want to help us understand how and what it means whenever we decide to be a bit more specific in our training. So what I mean by that is, for example, myself, right? I'll use myself as an example. I've been doing CrossFit for the past 8 years, and I basically did classic bodybuilding style training before that. So bench and biceps, I can't even remember the chest and tricep, back and biceps, legs and abs, shoulders and arms, right? So whatever, that kind of split, the classic split that everybody knows. I did that for about, I'd say, another 6-7 years prior to CrossFit. Whenever I'm doing CrossFit and I'm hitting as many different workouts as possible and as many different durations, that is where I feel most capable, most functional, most fit, more aerobically fit and skillful. And I believe I'm the fittest I've ever been at the age of 31. Now, just say, for example, I decided, you know what, and this is a very real thing, and I have absolutely no problem with it. I want to preface that. I have no issue with people doing this. If I said, you know what, I'm going to switch my goals, I'm going to change my target on what I want to do for the next year. All I want to do is the Dublin Marathon, for example. So that is a race I've never prepared for a marathon before. I don't do. I typically wouldn't run for any longer than an hour, and it would be very outside my comfort zone. So what I would need to do if I wanted to maximize my performance in that event, I'm going to need to change my training, and rightfully so. I'm going to need to change my training, because my goals have changed. My goal now is not to be generally fit in as many different domains as possible. My goal now is to run a specific race as fast as I can when it comes to that day. So my purpose has changed for my training, which is fine. We're allowed to do that. It's a free country. So whenever it comes to my training regime, I need to switch that up. I need to get more running practice in. I will need to do like interval style stuff just to keep my speed up, but I'm going to need to run for longer durations. I'm going to need to get more, basically just get more miles on the legs so that they can withstand the conditioning and the endurance and the beating they're going to take, excuse me, from the marathon. And this is where things get muddied, right? There's people out there saying, I want to be generally physically fit and I want to be fit in as many different ways as possible. And part of that is I have to be able to, or I have to slot in this zone 2 style training. I have to slot in these 90-minute rows or a 90-minute run or jog or bike or whatever, you name the thing, but it's like, it doesn't have to be 90 minutes either, just a long run, right, or whatever. And that has to be absolutely the key thing. That is going to give me the aerobic base to be good at all of this CrossFit stuff, and that's the thing that I'm missing. That's the thing that if I don't do this, my CrossFit performance and my overall fitness performance and workouts will just go down the toilet, right? I have done, I don't think I've done over 5 zone 2 workouts in my entire life. I've maybe done some unintentionally, maybe going out for a walk, walking the dog for an hour or something like that. But I've never gone out with the intention to do a zone 2 workout in my life. And that's with 8 years of CrossFit and the past. And like, I'm not a, like, I'm an above average CrossFitter, granted, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm decent at the thing. I can do most of the movements, whatever. But I zone 2 has not been a part of my training. My training has been living in couplets and triplets, 10 to 20 minute long workouts most of the time, some shorter, some longer every now and again. Lift heavy once, maybe twice a week. I've been doing that for 8 years, 7-8 years. And the CrossFit Open, which is a great way to figure out where we're at in our fitness, because you're testing against a whole bunch of other people that are hopefully doing the same thing, that are doing the same thing. I've climbed up and I'm in the top 3%, 2-3%. I think 1 year was 2%, not really that crazy. But the point is, this is completely like, the fact that zone 2 training, and I'm not bashing zone 2, I'm saying anything specific that you start to do more than CrossFit training or your intent in your higher intensity workouts, to think that is going to be the secret and the fix to all your problems is ludicrous, because it's been tested and it works. Like, the CrossFit stuff works. And I just want to realign our expectations on that. So for me, as the coach, as a programmer, as a long-ish time CrossFitter, with experience and knowledge in this space, I've built up the understanding that a zone 2 workout every now and again is a pretty good idea, because it can help settle the system. It's a good way to exchange gases through the body, your oxygen, and get blood flowing. It's great, right? But don't make it the base of your training. Don't be hitting 2-3 zone 2 sessions a week. It's absolutely unnecessary. Unless your goal is to run an ultra marathon or compete in some really long distance or endurance race, it's completely unnecessary. Just like if I want to get better at CrossFit, my powerlifting needs to be the thing I focus on for X amount of time. If you're not a competitor and you're just generally wanting to stay fit and healthy, going through a powerlifting phase is completely unnecessary. Just stick with your higher intensity workouts and you'll be completely fine. And I'll come back to this. If your goal, you decide for a year, my goal is to get as strong in bench, squat, and deadlift as I possibly can. Yeah, going on a powerlifting program is probably a good thing, but just remember at the end of that, when you come out of that season of life, your overall, your broad fitness across across the entire spectrum of fitness, you'll be strong as hell, but strong as hell, all the rest of your fitness will go down a little bit, and that's fine. You just have to be aware of it, okay? And that's it. That's me. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox here. I hope it didn't feel like I was kind of shouting at anybody. I can get a bit emotional about things sometimes, but the point is, I just want us to try and keep things in perspective and understand that it's okay for your goals to change, but you got to be aware of what that means for your fitness when they do. Okay, done. Cheers. Bye.